Hello, my VR friends. So, as promised, today we'll be looking at HTC VIVE FOCUS 3 and its app ecosystem. Even if you're not interested in purchasing Focus 3, you might still be curious what's available. I know I was. So yeah, this is what we're gonna do today, and I'll just go through every single free app that's available right now. And there's a total of 24 apps, but if we count out duplets, there's actually 21. So yeah, let's start. We'll go through all of them in an alphabetical order. Bodyswaps is part interview training and part inclusivity workshop. First part prepares you for an interview. You can then switch places and look at yourself from the interviewer's perspective. This part is just for your own training and to develop some soft skills. And the second part is more of a workshop, inclusivity workshop, where you do get to spot any potentially harmful or divisive behaviors and you can flag them and you learn how to react accordingly. And you also put yourself in the perspective of that person who's being discriminated. Conjure Cards is a card game with good graphics, fun and well-designed user interactions, and a fair amount of strategy as well. There's no crossplay, but it is also available on Quest 2, so yeah, go and check it out. CVRSB, or COVID-19 VR Strikes Back, is part educational and part training experience. You're performing a swab test on a patient and you learn about all the precautions that one should take. But I have to admit, graphics are so basic that it's practically off-putting when you see default models, default fonts, no background. I have to give it a thumbs down. Engage and Engage AIO are two versions of a pretty popular social app and virtual communications platform. Facilitate is a training platform and an authoring tool. It offers a couple of free demos, and yeah, it looks good. And I like how the screen looks. It's got this pleasant, warm, kind of like a soft matte kind of feel to it. And I wish you could use it as a video player because it's much better than the default player. Glue is yet another collaboration tool. It's cross-platform, it looks good, so yeah, happy days. Pit Motion Reloaded is a fun workout game that utilizes punching mechanics, a bit of rhythm, a bit of training, ducking, it's really fun. There's not a lot of games right now on Focus 3, so this one's a real gem, especially that it's free. And well, as you can see, I'm having a lot of fun here, and you have to punch really hard. Immerse VR is a pretty well-known productivity and desktop streaming app. It allows you to see your own keyboard, it allows you to stream your multiple screens, it allows for co-working, and it's got a proven track record and is being used by plenty of people around the world. Mona Lisa Beyond the Glass is an interesting experience, educational experience, which focuses mostly on the painting itself. We get to know more about the circumstances that led to the creation of this well-known painting. We get to know more about Madame Lisa herself. I've learned something new and I recommend it. Nanome is a professional tool for research and visualization, mostly focusing on molecular design and just nanoscale research. Primitive is a data visualization app, and well, I couldn't personally figure out how to use it, but it's got a nice cyberpunk vibe to it. Remind VR is a guided meditation and wellness app. Unfortunately, graphics and the overall finish are quite basic and are lacking. Like in this example over here, we're being asked to step out of the elevator, but instead we just get teleported. So it is a little bit underwhelming, but the instructions itself, the guided meditation part, that's pretty okay. That's done professionally. Explore is an interactive educational experience that puts you in a role of a coral reef scientist, tasked with preserving aforementioned corals and their ecosystems. And it's generally one of these better apps on Focus 3. Tasks are varied. You get to identify stingrays. You get to analyze biodiversity. So definitely recommend it. Virtual speech is a training tool that lets you practice public speeches and maybe overcome your fear or anxiety of public performances. Vive Business Streaming is a streaming app that lets you play PC VR content, and it's the equivalent of Oculus Link and Oculus Air Link because you can use it both wired and wirelessly. Vive Training Service is a training application, but I couldn't get it to work. It kept saying I'm offline even though I wasn't. Vivesync is a paid app, actually, a subscription app, but you can get your first month free, so I decided to include it. It's basically a collaboration tool developed in-house by Vive, and it's actually one of the better looking apps on Vive Focus 3 right now. It's got a video player, you can take selfies, it even has a web browser that the main store doesn't have for some reason. And it just proves Vive Studios and HTC are actually capable of making good-looking, solid apps. ViveVideo is a default video player, and unfortunately, it's pretty bad. It lacks basic features like you cannot resize your screen. There are no customizable environments. I'm just hoping for some third-party video players to appear soon. VR All Art is a collection of exhibitions and art installations, art galleries, and there's a lot of content. It does rely on a speech synthesizer.
This exhibition gathers 25 female visual artists.
And also its UI is a little bit clunky and cumbersome, but the sheer amount of content makes it a worthwhile option. And finally, Vspatial is another productivity tool, collaboration tool that's available on a variety of platforms. And that would be all. Believe it or not, we've just covered all 3 apps that are currently available for Vive Focus 3. And to summarize, here are my top 5 free apps that you should check if you own Focus 3. Hitmotion Reloaded, Mona Lisa Beyond the Glass, Explore VR, Conjure Cards, and if you haven't seen it already, Engage VR. There's a lot of apps which are not available, but they should be, like Big Screen VR or Altspace VR. Even if you're a business user, you should still have access to Altspace because a lot of conferences, a lot of B2B meetings are happening on that platform. But it is what it is. Hopefully we'll see more content down the road, and I hope to see you in the next video. Peace.